In this webinar, we're going to talk about a way that you can access unlimited funds to grow your business. What is the biggest obstacle preventing your business from growing right now? I surveyed 8,000 of my business connections on LinkedIn and asked them what the biggest obstacle is that's preventing them from reaching their goals for the business. The three main obstacles were not being able to raise investment with 59% of responses. Second was staff issues and not being able to attract good staff. That was 19%. And third, with 16%, they had issues finding customers who were willing to pay higher prices instead of the customers just generally bought from whoever had the cheapest price. What I'm going to share today fixes all three of these problems, but the main one being being able to attract investment. What would your business do if you had unlimited access to investment? You could have as much investment as you needed. A quick introduction about me and what we do, in case you don't already know. My name is Wayne. I've been in the industry for about 30 years. Our business has been involved in property development for about 100 years now. Originally, my great-granddad, Fred Fletcher, he was a bricklayer in Nottingham, and he started his construction business in 1924, so exactly 100 years right now. Since then, we've done all sorts of projects, building, renovating, fitting out, and maintaining all types of buildings, from old manor houses to hotels, office blocks, and houses as well. Alongside this, we've grown a number of businesses into dominant players in their own industry. And along with our partners, we've worked with some household names like Four Seasons Resorts, Hilton, Marriott, Swallow Hotels, and also Best Western. I've got nothing to sell you today. What I'm sharing today is about collaboration, bringing a group of people together that all benefit from what I'm talking about today and what I'm about to share. If we all work together, everyone gets what they need. So who is your customer? It's probably not who you're thinking. For example, an architect might say the customer is a hotel operator that wants to construct a new building. A hotel operator might say the customer is a middle-class family with 2 young kids. Yes, you need these people to make the process work, but they aren't your primary customer. Let me explain what I mean by that. I like to spend my free time looking at successful businesses and analyzing their business models and their history as well to find out what made them so successful. I've noticed there's always a defining moment in the history when they realized what would make them the kind of ultra successful. And then after that point, the business just takes off. I'll give you an example. With McDonald's, it was when they learned that they could make more money by owning the land and the restaurant than what they could from either franchising it or running it themselves, selling burgers. A few weeks ago, I was looking at the history of Marriott. Marriott are the largest hotel brand in the world. They have almost 9,000 hotels, 1.6 million rooms in 139 different countries. But the guests that stay in their hotels are not their primary customers. Their primary customers are hotel investors. Without hotel investors, they'd still be operating just 1 or 2 independent hotels. But these investors don't invest in the whole Marriott business. They invest in individual hotels, individual units. They've set their business up to provide everything that an investor needs to invest in that Marriott hotel. The brand, the building, management of that building, staffing, even taking care of finding customers. A hotel investor can be an individual with some savings right through to a large pension fund. Their requirements are the same, regardless of who they are. They need to invest their money into an asset that will bring them a return every year. The investment has to be fully hands-off. All that they want to do is invest that money and wait for the return. So Marriott provide everything that they need to be able to do that. It can be the same for your business. For every Marriott hotel, investors are willing to invest up to $250 million for hotels ranging from 100 to 300 bedroom properties. You can do the same. It just means switching focus and providing this packaged offering so an investor gets the same as they'd receive from investing in a Marriott hotel. If you're thinking, I don't know how to do that, I don't know where to start, don't worry, this is where we come in. Putting this all together is what we do every day. working with experienced partners to deliver their own piece of that bigger picture. But for the rest of this webinar, I'm going to show you the main process to do that. But why now? Why is it that the best time to do it now? Well, there are three trends happening right now that are creating this opportunity. First, there's more money in the system now than there's ever been before, and it all needs to be invested. If you look at three of the largest investment firms in America, Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock, they currently have $22 trillion under management. That means they have to find places to invest that money into, or else they don't get paid. And that's just three firms. There are literally thousands of firms and millions of investors all looking for assets to invest in. Second is the current push towards sustainability. Customers are demanding it, regulators are demanding it, and investors are incentivized to finance it. And then third is impact. Investors want to know their money is having a positive impact on the world. The five core pieces to making this happen are track record, theme, brand or legacy brand, team, and customer base. First, you have to be experienced in what you do. It can't be just an idea you've had about creating this new business. You need to have past customers and the systems in place to service those customers. So if you've got a trading business already, you already know what this is. And then next is theme. Every business needs a theme. The theme is like the customer avatar. It's who the product serves and the experience that they'll receive. So in this case, the product we're talking about is creating a hotel experience. So we think about the exact type of guest that's attracted to that experience. If you look at other well-known hotel brands, you can identify what their theme is. Roadside motels, for example, their target customers are traveling workers. And then the party resorts, like in Ibiza or in Greece, this theme is aimed at the 18 to 30 age group. So then next is legacy brand. Now, a legacy brand is one that's front of mind with potential guests. If I were to say, think of a well-known five-star hotel brand, you probably get one or two legacy brands pop up in your mind without you needing to look on Expedia or Booking.com. A legacy brand is not your local hotel group. It's a central brand that connects multiple businesses together under that same theme, no matter where they are in the world. Some other legacy brands could be Gordon Ramsay or Disney or Domino's Pizza. There are legacy brands in every industry, and they're all known for a particular theme. Next, you need a full management team. That means a management team to take care of the day-to-day running of the hotel, which you probably have already, but also a separate dedicated team looking after the high-level strategic operations of the brand, such as finding new investors, building new hotels, financial reporting, and overseeing the management of those other locations. So if you have 2 or 3 hotels, you would have a separate day-to-day management team in each one of those, plus this high-level team. The final piece is customers. The reason that hotel investors invest in Marriott hotels is because they already have a pool of past customers that they can tap into and sell the new location to. It's the same with your business. You might have an existing pool of past customers yourself. The more that you can increase that pool, the better. There's a few ways to do that. You can either buy or merge with similar hotel businesses in other locations and then share that customer database. Or you might partner up with a large travel agency or similar business that also has a large customer database for your theme of business. And they have that relationship with the potential customer. So I'll give you an example of going through this process with your own business. You take an existing hotel and you give it a theme. So let's say your theme it's a specialist golf academy resort. It's graded as 4-star with some coaching facilities. The plan might be to have 10 of these golf academy resorts around the world. So you create a legacy brand that can be shared across multiple locations. Each location is fitted out to the same standards, so a guest knows what to expect, whether they're staying in South Africa or staying in China. And you can see this with other legacy brands that we talk about, like the Marriott Courtyard, for example. You create the legacy brand. So I'll just use someone else's legacy brand to demonstrate. But let's say you call it the Sandals Royal Palms Golf Resort. When you find other suitable locations, you use the legacy brand with these two. You ideally want 2 or 3 locations as a minimum before you can sell it as a packaged offering to investors. But when you've created this foundation to build from, you then sell every new location as a packaged investment. So rather than you trying to go out and build a new hotel and get it going from scratch, you package that up for the investor to do it themselves. So the investor pays you to identify the right location, they pay you to develop the new hotel, to fit it out, and to set up all the right systems. They pay you to manage the hotel, to manage the staff, and to take care of suppliers. They pay you to find customers. And for all of these different services, you get paid separate fees. For example, Marriott charge 4% of annual revenue to provide the senior management team. They then charge an additional 6% for marketing. There are lots of different fees in that Marriott contract, but this isn't just Marriott. I've just used them as one example. Many of the other legacy brands also operate the same way or use similar business models. The good thing when you follow this process, you solve the 3 problems we talked about at the start. You have unlimited access to investment to grow the business. You attract staff who want your brand on their CV. And you attract customers that are willing to pay a higher price for what you're providing them. I'll give you one final example of this working in real life. There are lots of small boutique hotels, say 20 to 30 bedrooms in quite nice locations in Europe. The places might charge, say, £50 a night, but still only get 50% occupancy. They struggle to get good staff. And when they try to sell the business, they either can't find a buyer at all, or the valuation might only be, say, 3 times profit, which barely pays for the building. Now, add that legacy brand to the same property, and suddenly people are willing to pay £2,500 a night. It attracts staff from all over the world. It operates at 70% occupancy, and the value of it is more like 35 times profit. And this is why hotel investors will always invest in this model. We're working with a small hand-picked selection of businesses to develop concepts like this that we can sell to hotel investors, like we've talked about today. We can only work with a few businesses each year because of the amount of time that's involved. But if you're interested in exploring this concept a bit more, you can join our waiting list now, and then we'll notify you as things either progress or when a time slot opens up.